If you're planning to travel to Spain this year, listen to me before you make the same mistake I did. I arrived in Madrid expecting my usual phone plan, but in 4 days I spent $60 on roaming charges without realizing it. I'll show you how to buy the best eSIM for Spain in 2026, which one is best for your trip, and the hidden mistakes to avoid before you travel. Let's start with the basics because this will save you a lot of headaches. An eSIM, in simple terms, is a digital SIM card. It doesn't have a physical chip, you don't insert it or take it out. It's already built into your phone from the factory, and all you have to do is download the data plan directly to your phone by scanning a QR code. 5 minutes, no lines, no having to go to a store in the middle of downtown Madrid trying to explain yourself to a salesperson with a line of 15 people behind you. Now, why am I insisted on this so much if you're going to Spain? Because here's the catch that happened to me. If you live in Europe, within the European Union, there's a rule called Roam Like at Home, which basically lets you use your Spanish plan in France, Italy, Germany, and almost all neighboring countries without paying an extra euro. Sounds good, right? The problem is that this rule only applies if your line is European. If you come from Mexico, Colombia, Argentina, Chile, Peru, or any Latin American country, your carrier will charge you international roaming rates that can range from $10 to $30 per gigabyte. On my first trip, I spent more than $60 in 4 days without even realizing it, just by checking WhatsApp, Google Maps, and posting a couple of stories. That's why an eSIM isn't a luxury when you travel to Spain, it's the way to avoid coming home to a shocking phone bill. One last thing that's good to know when you buy an eSIM for Spain, you're not signing up for a brand new network from scratch. What these companies do is rent capacity on the local Spanish networks. Orange, Movistar, Vodafone, and Yoigo, which are the big four. That means the coverage you'll get in Madrid, Barcelona, the Costa del Sol, Mallorca, or the Canary Islands will be the same as what a local Spaniard gets with a regular plan. We're talking about 4G in more than 97% of the country, and 5G already rolled out in all the major cities. In other words, you won't be stuck with a second-rate connection. You'll be using the same network, just purchased in a different way and much cheaper for you. Now that you understand what an eSIM is and why you need one, here comes the question that probably brought you to this video. Which one should I buy? Because there are dozens of options and a lot of them are traps. I'm going to show you what I would recommend for Spain with real prices and no sugarcoating. This is the part where people usually get lost. If you search for eSIM for Spain on Google, you're going to see 20 different brands pop up, all promising to be the best, all offering 30% discounts, and all with perfect reviews. The truth is, I've tried several, and for Spain in 2026, there's really only one that's actually worth recommending. Saily's relatively new to the market, but there's something about it that really gives me a lot of confidence. It was created by Nord Security, the same company behind NordVPN, which has been in the cybersecurity world for years. You can see that in two things. First, the app is one of the cleanest and fastest I've ever used. Second, they don't track you or sell your browsing data, which is something you can never really be sure about with cheap Chinese eSIMs. As for prices, Saily's plans for Spain start at about $4 for 1 gigabyte over 7 days. They also have 5 gigabyte, 10 gigabyte, and a 20 gigabyte plan for 30 days that costs around $23. Just so you know, that's what your carrier in Latin America charges you for less than a day of roaming. What I like most about Saply when I used it is that the connection is stable, it relies on top-tier Spanish networks, and you get perfectly decent 4G and 5G speeds for making video calls, checking Google Maps while driving, uploading photos to Instagram, everything you're gonna need. But I want to be honest with you, because that's what sets this channel apart from the others. Sally has two details that no one else is going to tell you about. The first is that their so-called unlimited plan actually has a daily quota of 5 gigabytes at high speed. After that, they slow down your speed to a much lower level. For 95% of travelers, that's more than enough. But if you're the kind of person who downloads shows before going to sleep at the hotel, it's good to know. And the second detail, Saily doesn't let you use your phone as a hotspot. That is, you can't share your internet with your partner, your laptop, or anyone else. If you're traveling alone, it doesn't matter. If you're traveling as a couple and wanted to buy just one eSIM for both of you, then it won't work for you. So, to sum up, without any filter, because I know that's what you came for. If you're going to Spain for less than 2 weeks, use a normal amount of data, and travel alone, Saily wins on price and simplicity. Now, all of this only works if you know how to buy it, install it, and activate it correctly. And this is where almost everyone runs into the same problem. They buy it, arrive at Madrid airport, turn on their phone, and nothing works. Now we get to the practical part, and I'm going to explain this as if I were sitting right next to you helping you get ready for your trip. Because you might have picked the best eSIM in the world, but if you activate it wrong or buy it too late, you're going to land in Madrid with no signal on your phone. First of all, and this is the #1 mistake people make, don't buy the eSIM when you're already at Barajas or El Prat Airport. I know the free airport Wi-Fi sounds tempting, but in my experience, it's slow, it drops out, and you'll be stressed out trying to download an eSIM with your suitcase between your legs. The right thing to do is buy it 2 to 7 days before your trip. Sally's eSIMs activate automatically when you arrive in Spain and connect to a network, not when you buy them. That means you can have it ready, installed, and named on your phone from home using your own Wi-Fi. Nice and easy. And when you land, it just turns on by itself. Let's go through the purchase process. You go to the website or app of the provider you chose, select Spain as your destination, pick the plan based on the number of days or gigabytes you'll need, pay with a card, PayPal, or Apple Pay, and in less than a minute, you'll get an email with 2 things, a QR code and a manual backup code. Save that email, send it to yourself on WhatsApp, take a screenshot, whatever you need to do, but don't delete it. If something goes wrong during your trip, that QR code is your only way to reinstall it. Scan the QR code you received in the email by opening it on your computer or another device. If you scan it from your laptop screen, it works perfectly. Your phone will ask if you want to add that eSIM. Say yes, wait 30 seconds, and you're done. Now your phone will have 2 lines, your regular SIM and the new eSIM. Here's a step a lot of people skip, and that's why they later complain that the eSIM doesn't work. Go into the eSIM settings and give it a name, something like Spain 2026, so you don't get confused. Then, and this is key, set your original SIM to calls and SMS only, and set the Spain eSIM to mobile data only. Why? Because if you leave your original SIM with data enabled too, as soon as you set foot in Madrid, it'll connect to your local carrier's roaming and start charging you as if you hadn't bought anything. Now, here are the common mistakes that can ruin your first day. The first is accidentally deleting the eSIM when resetting your phone or switching devices. eSIMs can only be installed once on a device, so if you delete it, you'll have to contact support to get a new code. The second is buying the wrong plan for the number of days. If you buy a 5-day plan but your trip is 7 days, you'll be left without internet for the last 2 days. Always allow for 1 or 2 extra days, just in case. And the third mistake, which is the most common and the most expensive, is not turning off data on your original SIM. If you're going to Spain for anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks and use a normal amount of data, Sally offers the best value for money. Remember, I've left the best deals in the video description so you can pick the one that works best for you. And that's it.